Let's go. Right. Let's continue. Number 41. Which two statements describe features, functions of the LLC sublayer in Ethernet standards? What does the LLC do? Listen, what is my answer? And what does I think it can be Ethernet. And what does the MAC do? So the data link layer in the two sub layers, the MAC and the LLC. What are they responsible for, those two layers? Anyone to give it a go?
I mean, I was not young yesterday, but it is responsible for communicating with the upper layers. Not that I'm reading, I'm not reading, but it was it's responsible for negotiating with the top layers, with the layers up, with the above layers. I mean, with the OIC protocol. Was the doctor was the logical layer, doctor Nima address it.
All right. And Mark in a day.
Ipapo kutombovharika chaiwo chaiko futi ipapo.
Anyone? Anyone knows what
It
the
is responsible for encapsulation.
right encapsulation, data framing, MAC addressing, ndokunobva MAC addresses go. Media access. And then I choose the media. It doesn't choose the media, but depending on the type of media we have in the physical layer, the MAC is responsible for accessing that. Then the LLC is responsible for communication between the upper layer protocols and the data link layer. Translation. I like simplifying this with translation, translating whatever the layer 3 protocols are saying to the hardware, which is from the layer 2 kusvika layer 1. So panapa implemented in software, I think yesterday there is a question mark. Logical control specified with 802.3. 802.3 standard chish. That's Ethernet. That's the Ethernet standard. Right? What's the standard here? Logical link control. It has its own standard. It's 802.2. Ethernet, about the physical layer and the MAC sub layer. This is very important. Very, very. Right. My standards are, I think I introduced a couple of standards and you should know 8. Yeah, my pen is a disaster. 802.11. Wireless LAN, Wi-Fi, 802.3, Ethernet, 802.2, the LLC sublayer, 802.3 Ethernet cover the MAC. So but data link in two layers, one running 802.2, the other one running 802.3. The physical layer, Ethernet part actually 802.3 as well. Parubatika. This one is wrong because AOC 802.2. Zero notes. Right. LLC sublayer adds a header. Adding a header and doing encapsulation. I see your net also. I think answer is evidently D. We can eliminate that one. Implemented in software. Responsible for placement and trivial frames on and off the media. eMarki. They're responsible for that. Let's move to number 42. AutoMDX. Any takers? Your answer.
Now go with A.
A, yeah. Okay. Definitely A. No discussions on that one. 43. What is the advantage of using cut through instead of store and forwarding? Speed. Positive impact. Fast forwarding decisions based on, that's not the advantage. Lower latency. This is our answer right here. Cut through is advantage in lower latency. Then store and forward is advantage here, reliability. Very simple. Let's go to 44. Which is a multicast MAC address, right? This one, no, that's a broadcast. Multicast in a prefix here now. C. Okay. How do you know which is multicast? Why C? Why C? Chena, why C? Makangoikopera sezvairi MAC address yese mukangoti multicast. Why C? I want a proper explanation about
Inini ndangokutaura chokwadi ndakakrema apa pane 0035E apa. Taura chokwadi pane 5E apa. Ndopandakamaka ipapo. Shero ndarototsigira naoneni apa.
Sharon ndeyataura answer chaiyo. If you see an address inotanga na 01005E, that's a multicast address. So the other part, that's the prefix, rakidza kuti multicast. This part inogona kuchinja ishi. So muexam unogona kuona part yakachinja iyi. But iyi part iri apa ishi ndio inorakidza kuti multicast. Okay. Right. Thank you, Tete. Number 45. What is wrong? What is wrong with that? I think next time patinouya kunoita physical lab, we're going to make these cables and terminate using RJ45. See, the untwisted length of the wire is too long. Okay, this one, no. Wrong type of connector, no. Too thick. Yeah, I think that's the one. So, iri connector rinofanira kunge riri somewhere up, rakadai. Cover all the wires. Right? Let's go 46. Refer to the exhibit. PC is connected to the console port of the switch. All the other connections are made through fast Ethernet links. Which type of UTP cables can be used to connect the devices? Okay. So panapa pane console. So this is console. This is fast. This is fast. Right, let's go to the type of cables that we have. 1, 2, and 3. Console. I can eliminate C and D. Why am I eliminating C and D? Right. Cable number 1 ends in the console. Number 2, fast Ethernet. Number 3, fast Ethernet. Why am I eliminating C and D? Did you get the question? So today network kadaitwa set up, and they're saying connection in power 1-ish. It's a console connection. Then the other ones, they are for direct transmission using the fast Ethernet. So it's connection in my fast Ethernet ports basically. Which type of cables are to be used? I've eliminated C and D. Why?
The connection between the PC and switch on the console port, you cannot use a crossover cable. It can only be a console cable or the Cisco proprietary rollover. What
Yeah.
you
The
call it?
next question enganda kubvunza ndeyekuti rollover cable chi. I think someone once asked me that question. And I think wanyatsopinda nemo rollover iCisco yasada kuti console sevamwe yaida kuti rollover. It's just a console cable, but it's Cisco proprietary, right? So basically, we're gonna roll over, think of console. So number one, agree, roll over. Then number two, switch ne router. Panopinda chia.
kupinda ndingine straight through ibaba apa.
Apa ndo pane straight up. Then apa ndo pane cross.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ndo
correct.
pane crossover, yes.
Okay, so B is our answer panapa. Nasiro zote ziri kubvepi. I think might as well explain. Ukaona router ne router connection. Crossover. Switch ne switch connection ichi. Crossover
Through.
straight through. Switch ne switch.
Straight through.
Eh, switch ne switch. Is it straight through? I don't think so. It's crossover. Exactly. Excuse me. Crossover is for similar devices. Yeah.
Okay, it's for similar devices. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Similar devices as well. For similar devices. Then as well as connection. What about connection PC and route? Devices are not similar, but I think it also uses crossover, that one. Check. Ye PC net out. ECD console is also crossover. I think it's very a bit off by explanation into similar devices, different devices. Right. Open packet tracer. Okay, we don't have this one. Number 48. What does the term attenuation mean? That one is simple. Quick answers. A, definitely. Attenuation means loss. Loss of signal strength. Okay. What other type of losses did we learn between chapter 4 and 7? I think some losses are not only attenuation. Attenuation, what else? Cinema losses are right. Crosstalk also leads to malosses. Electromagnetic interference, losses, dispersion, polarization, losses. I think
multipath.
That's it, Raji?
Multipath fading.
Yeah, discuss multipath fading. You want telecom. Yeah, discuss I don't think so. Telecom. Multipath fading. I didn't see it. I didn't see it more during chapters 4 to 7. But it's also way lossy signal. Let's move to 49. What makes fiber preferable to copper? 1, greater distances per cable run. True. Low installation cost. False. Limited susceptibility to EMI. True. Durable connections. Greater bandwidth. True. Easily terminated. Anyone any different answers? These are mine. Piggies. Piggies items. Piggies up. Let's move. Number 50. I don't think I need to explain EPUB as well. What OSI physical layer terms describe the process of by which one wave modifies another wave? This is not a physical layer process, this one.
Modulation.
Maanza yanga simbori proper. Apa wakashaya maanza ekubaba. These answers do not make sense at all. Modulation. Telecom vanobudirwa neshayo kanzwa modulation. What OSI physical layer term describes the capacity at which a medium can carry data? That's the bandwidth. My answer, I don't know what they were doing here. That's the bandwidth. What OSI physical layer term describes the measure of transfer of bits across a medium over a given period of time? Yeah. Tadzoka pa question area nezo. Wanga more. I want one atore mic and explain what bandwidth, throughput, and good put is. Are you confident enough? A. Throughput. Are you confident to explain what bandwidth is, what throughput is, and what good put is? Also, link and this button is so that to MCN between those three things.
Okay, ngandisi mwangu nezuro. Right.
Give it a try.
Throughput is it the amount of
Tangira bandwidth.
Okay, bandwidth. This is the capacity at which a media is able to carry.
All right, that's good enough. Capacity, that's good enough for me. Then throughput.
Throughput, that is the amount of usable.
No.
What usable?
No. Usable. No. What is throughput?
Throughput. We're talking about it to test the order graphical to test media converter.
Okay, so I would like to put it this way: the bandwidth and throughput, usually people they interchange. Bandwidth is the capacity and throughput is the speed.
Pinda futhi bijana, deepisa bijana dinzo.
Because bandwidth is the capacity of which a medium carry data, right? Our bandwidth can be maybe 25 megabytes. Sorry, it can be 100 megabits. Then our throughput is the speed that the data is carried through the media.
Okay. Give us a number. And what's the difference? Okay, what's the difference between the bandwidth and the throughput?
The bandwidth is the maximum amount of data that a media can possibly carry. Let's say it's a fiber or a copper connection that can be 100 megabits or so. Then
throughput is the actual speed of the data being carried.
Of the actual speed that a channel can be a 100 meg channel. And the speed at which our data is going can be 50 or something.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think that one makes sense. And where we enter makes a lot of sense. She's a good put, John.
Good put.
All right. I think to simplify, bandwidth is the capacity, throughput is the successful data transmitted per unit second. Then the good put is the usable data transferred per unit second. So zvakada kufanana but zvakasiyana. So capacity zvaunokwanisa kutakura. Throughput successfully takured from one point to another. Then good put usable pazvinhu zvese zvawatakura izvozvo. Pane zvimwe unogona kutakura zvisiri usable and basically that's it. Hopefully.
So can we say that a throughput is bandwidth minus latency?
Latency is time. Uri kusubtracta zvinhu zvakasiyana. Throughput, bandwidth minus latency. No, let me find the right word. Bandwidth minus latency. No.
Hatistofana kudivide here papa kudhara.
Divide nei?
Kuti takuti isusu takuti bandwidth handitika. Over takuti bandwidth over throughput handitika. So watawana good put.
This it is. No. No. Yeah. Let me go back a little bit. I think pane pandakaona pane statement rekuti bandwidth is equals to what throughput. Let me see if I can still find it. But it should not be latency because latency is time. Let me find good put.
So it can. So if we are rolling out latency, then we can put a noise within the channel or the errors.
That can work. Loss. I think my loss that can work. Noise. That one I can understand. I think there's a technical term rakashandiswa. Let me see what it was. Or ndindakatoritsvaga latency throughput. Amount of traffic, like a good put. I think in the end I think it's definitely not latency. Okay, just a minute. Let me try to find that. Chimboverengai, what throughput is pana?
Latency time, man.
Latency is time, yeah. So I think tikati, what makes sense? Tikati bandwidth minus information is still successfully transmitted from one point to another. Why is it not transmitted? Information iruma losses. So tikati bandwidth minus losses, I think it makes sense with no throughput. Let me conclude by that. Bandwidth minus losses, no throughput. Because the bandwidth yedu kana iri 100 mega, isusu tikada kutry kupusha traffic 100 megabytes per second, but ichizosvika speed yedu iri 50 megabytes per second, it means we have lost 50 megabytes of data. Malosi one. That was 7. Okay. Then good put. By information yasvika yacho, what is the actual data? Minus the overhead, minus data rasvika rine errors, which will need to be retransmitted and all that. Okay, right. I think per throughput, bandwidth, good put, tapabata zvinenge zvakati add a little bit from research yako wega so that you can best understand kuti uri kunyatsoziva kuti zvii. because my definitions achauya ndo mamarks ekutora manje akadai. Apafana saya mamarks up. So for 53, transfer of bits, tawirana the throughput. Right? Number 54, physical layer term describes the amount of time, including delays, for data to travel from one point to another. That's latency. Amount of time. What OSI physical layer term describes the amount of time, including delays? Okay, same thing. What OSI physical layer term describes the measure of usable data transferred? That's good put. Usable data transferred. Now, the good thing about revision, you learn about my keywords and oceans for my exams. You see me pandatara nese bandwidth, that capacity, keyword, throughput, successfully transferred, good put, usable data. My keywords here, they're very important. Layer 2, frame, MAC addressing. Layer 3, packet, routing. It's really very important to answer my questions. You can easily eliminate my answers because of knowing my terms are very familiar words that maybe are being defined per question. That's very important. There's no vanity practice as well. It's either you answer my questions ziva, or uchasvika pausiri weziva, and you need to eliminate my answers. And how you eliminate kuziva very relatable terms to the subject of the matter. Okay. All right, this one, good put. Number 57, what OSI physical layer term describes the physical medium which uses electrical pulses? This one, copper. Fiber uses light, air, microwaves, electromagnetic waves. Good put. Why is good put even here? Does it make sense? What OSI physical layer term describes the physical medium that uses light, fiber? What uses microwave, air? Number 59. Number 60. Look at these answers. You have A, which is air, B, C, D, good put, latency, and throughput. Those type of physical mediums. Then number 60, which two functions are performed by the markup layer? As layer 2 control information to network protocol data. No. Control information, no. The only layer no communicate nezviri kumusoro ELC, right? Places information in the frame that identifies which network layer protocol is being used. I'll say no again. No. Question mark. Not so sure. Question mark. Controls the NIC responsible for sending and receiving data to the physical medium. This one can be correct. Implements a trailer to detect transmission in errors. Question mark. How many answers are needed here? 2. Enables IPv4, IPv6 to utilize. No. This is the LLC. Right. Tipe arguments NU B and D one. I think you open the answer. B and D. Which one is correct? Ooh.
In any, I think B, I think C. Did you? I think D.
D no answer.
Yeah.
Why not B? Explain why B is not the answer.
The fact that network layer protocol.
Yeah, makes sense. And those I'm telling my exam exactly this. Believe me. Those I'm telling my exam issues. It's either you know the answer or you work in knowledge to eliminate that. That's the easiest way to get to the correct answer. You eliminate my answers. I want to associate this does not make sense at all. So this one answers C and D. All right, case 2. Okay, we have a case 2. Case 2. All right, two of my answers in for case 2. This one out. Anofananela. This one out. Right, A, B, and C. Eliminate one by A, B, and C. I think it's very evident. Eliminate one by A, B, and C.
C is the work of the LLC.
Exactly. C is out. Work of the LLC. Case 3. It becomes much easier. This one out. This one out. I'm going to find another answer. This one out. B and C. I think we are repeating the same things, man. Let's leave my case. I'm done with those. All right. Let's go to 61. Which two functions are performed by the LLC? Enables IPv4 to use the same network? Probably yes. Places information? Probably yes. No, definitely no. Controls NIC? Definitely no. Implements a process to delimit fields within the layer 2 frame. What is to delimit fields? I think I'll definitely know this one again. Any arguments up? 61? Hey, I was going to number more questions there. 70 something. H, something like. All right, I hope no arguments. Let's go to 64. Two functions of LLC. We've done this one. 66. Two functions again. I think they're a bit different, no? Let's open Fanana. We now know what the LLC does. All right, number 71. What action will occur if a switch receives a frame with the destination mark FFF broadcast? It forwards to every port minus the incoming port. The incoming port is the ingress port, by the way. The exit port is egress. So the switch forwards it out all ports except the ingress. This one is correct. Without looking at every other answer, let me just move finish. What action will occur if a switch receives MAC address? That one. Meona broadcast here. Right, the switch forwards out all ports? No. Does not forward frame? No. Frame connect to router based destination address is not local. The switch shares the MAC address table entry with any connected switches. C and D, which one is the answer then? Switch sends frame to a connected router because the destination MAC is not local. Hakuna zvakadaro. Let's eliminate this. D no sararega. By eliminating my answers, right? I think so. What happens? We've done this one already. That's a broadcast. It sends to all hosts except, okay, for this one, I think this will be the answer. It's a bit different from the other one, again, a broadcast, FFF. Address E. My questions are no yakadaiswa. As my address umbokanganwe. The trickness in these questions. Yeah. Mukuiona ka trickness. Unobuda uchiti ndapass. In fact, awubude because unotobuda wakuziva kuti watofaila exam. Uchingopedza unotoziva kuti maki yako unobva watoiona kuti aiwa ndafoira. Right, let's move. Which action will occur if a switch receives a frame and does not have the source mark? does not have the source MAC address in the MAC addressing table. Okay, that's an unknown unicast frame. It is broadcasted. Switch refreshes, switch as. If it receives a frame and does not have the source MAC, it is added to the table. Utrickiness in Robo no ever. Right, the switch receives a frame and does not have the source MAC in the MAC table. Then it adds it. Port number. The switch forwards the frame, no. The switch sends the frame, no. The switch is exactly this one is the answer. B. Yeah, Papa, but answer question yet snow votes with Papa. Which action will occur if a frame receives D. Okay, the switch sends frame D. Okay, this one is correct. Number 78. What action will occur if a host receives a frame with a destination MAC address it does not recognize? Broadcast. It forwards out all the ports. The host will discard. No, it doesn't discard. Pronounce the answer C. Forward to all other hosts. Yes. Okay, number 79, the last question. Which type of cable is used to connect PC to a switch port? Switch port. I'll go for this one. Papa, you'll be tempted to go for. I can connect a cable to the console, but our apparently switch port up. And console cable, I see UTP cable. That's another thing. That automatically eliminates this one. Right. I think we're done with this one. Chifamba bora, so that probably by let me open my exams mangwana so that wanyore this one or Thursday. Tomorrow and Thursday. Wanyore this checkpoint because we've revised it. The next thing is to write it. Then by weekend, get up in the next one. Thank you very much for your time.